This is just a reminder, okay? Just a reminder. Don't want you to forget this. Just a reminder. It's a reminder because it's better. It takes time, right? This is about the time, if you're just starting with content, with SEO, you're probably thinking, is it working? Does it work? Is it ever going to work? Maybe, depends. Did you pick the right niche? Did you pick the right keywords? Are you focusing on the right things? Is your content as rich and robust as it needs to be? A lot of things. But this is a reminder because you can't give up, right? It's never going to work if you only give it 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. If you haven't started, if this is your first attempt, if you're just getting your website going, if you don't have but 10, 15, 20, even 30 pieces of content on there, it's not enough. It's not enough for Google or anybody to say you are an authority. If it's only been up there for 3, 4, 5, 6 months, again, not enough to say that you're an authority. It's just a reminder. I can understand if you don't want to believe me, though.
So when we launch a brand new page, it takes us a good minimum 6 months for it to start doing something for us. But a brand new, fresh piece of content, anything that I do today, I know that I'm not going to see the benefits of that work for at least a year.
So what you're kind of saying then, Nissa, is that people who have only like 10, 15, maybe 20 pieces of content total on a relatively new website that doesn't have any existing content should just kind of maybe shut up and wait?
Yeah, it really is a waiting game. You have to be very, very patient. It's hard for me sometimes. I launch a piece of content. I launched one yesterday. It was on cyber liability. And I checked the rankings like 3 days later. And I know better than that. I mean, you have to launch it and then forget about it.
But Nessa, what if I'm like super niche focused? I mean, that's got to be quicker, right? It's got to move things along faster. It's got to, right?
So they definitely do favor local websites sometimes over the bigger national sites. And so they definitely have that competitive advantage. And especially if you want to go really niche-y, like, contractors insurance or builder's risk or some kind of niche like that, you could do well with maybe 10 pages about your niche and then wait 8 months.
Rob, how long did it take for your first post to actually start ranking on contractors insurance in New York?
The first post? Couple months. I want to say 6 months for it to really start to rank.
It's amazing.
It's not bad. Dude, but what about the first time they actually picked up the phone and called you, though?
The first call? I don't know, man. It's tough, but I would say months, definitely months. And then there was a span of time where I couldn't figure out what was organic, what was pay-per-click. It was a awkward time, but months and months, easily 6 months, 9 months, really 9 months.
I mean, just don't sound too confident, but yes, 9 months. That sounds about right. So as you can see, if you can stick with it, you can have success. But if you fall into the trap of basically every insurance agent, like ever, it's, hey, I'm going to do this thing for 3 months. If I'm really lucky, 6 months if I really got somebody driving it. And then I'm just going to be like, I'm going to be an idiot and say, it's not working, and I'm going to stop doing it. And that's where everybody ends up. And if you can push through that time, or if you can maybe cheat, throw some ad dollars at it, run some ads on Facebook, run some Google ads, I guess, run some Instagram ads. I mean, run ads. That'll speed the process up a little bit if you want. But for it to truly take and for people to find it in search, you have to put in the time waiting. It sounds crazy, but you do. And you also have to put in the time of continuing every single day, every single week to build that library, to build your authority, to keep adding to that content. Because if you don't wait long enough, and if you refuse to pick a super focused niche, then you're just dramatically setting yourself up for failure. So if you stick with it and you're really, really focused on a niche, you'll see results in 6 to 9 months potentially. But you might be wondering, what if you pick the wrong niche? What if there isn't enough people searching online for the thing that you've actually niched down to? Well, one, congratulations for really getting super nichey. Very good. But Nissa, can you help me out here?
Good old keyword research. You have to see if there's somebody in your city looking for that word. So let's say I was really nichey and I did contractors insurance. I would search contractors, Rogers, Minnesota, and see if there's any volume. If there's no volume for that, I would go Minneapolis, contractors insurance, and see if there's any volume there. If there's no volume there, I would go Minnesota, contractors insurance. So it all has to do with the keywords and who's searching for what. And I can tell you with experience, as far as contractors go, people search at the state level in large cities, but they don't search at the small city level. Yeah. But when you go with car, it's always like there is traffic for small cities for car and home, but not business.
So what does some computer memory have to do with any of this? Well, again, much like the whole it takes time theme, the only reason that this is even a thing for me, the only reason that this freaking hog of a computer is even down here is because it all started with this webcam right here, making videos. And it eventually led to the videos being found in search by people who then picked up the phone and called me. And then because this laptop, this was my first editing computer, because this laptop, might turn on, couldn't go fast enough. The rendering time just took too long. I needed something else. It took time to build up to where, sticking with my content, I probably shot 100 videos with that webcam and edited them on this computer, which, it's a decent computer. Again, Core i7, it wasn't bad. But didn't have a good graphics card. It takes time. I didn't know the first thing about building a computer until I actually got into this thing. So now here I am up and, installing more memory, adding more hard drives to a custom-built PC to make videos. And it doesn't happen overnight. And I think that's just the most important thing, is that it doesn't happen overnight. This is years and years and years of work. But once it starts working, it's really hard to stop.
Excuse me, miss, I beg your pardon. If you may, we're closing soon. The bill is waiting for your comfort, but you are talking to the moon.
Down Atlantis at an altitude of 115,000 feet, traveling at 3,000 miles per hour, 151 miles from the landing site. Main gear touchdown. Nose gear touchdown. Atlantis rolling out on runway 22 at Edwards Air Force Base, wrapping up a 5.8 million mile mission. Atlantis completing its 28th mission, leaving the International Space Station with more power generation capabilities and bringing home Expedition 15 astronaut Sunny Williams after 195 days.